Okay, it's the morning time. Remember, they're changing my voice. Look at this stuff, man. I do not draw that well. I would not even know how to make that. It's the morning dew, like on this thing that melted. That's on this wall. Okay, and not only is there pictures right here in the water, it's like what's in between, the dry spots here are also making shapes and faces. You see that? That's not a coincidence. Look at this thing. It's some kind of, wolf head or something, whatever that is. Okay, and that thing looks similar to it too. This dry spot here. So this dry spot here, this dry spot here. Okay, you have some kind of, is that right there? Also at my, at the barn, there's something like that too. It's a story for another day. Okay, so this wall historically, it's like the squirrels chirping over there. That's out of the ordinary, but they chirp once in a while. But for them to chirp all the time, it just happened in recent years. But anyway, I don't know what that's about, but there used to be, maybe when it's dry, it still shows up a little bit. It was like one of the first things I pointed out to the police. I said, look, someone drew this on the backboard, this board here, and it's like this big, back then it was a big gargoyle, and it was punching like a little skinny looking black guy. And that goes back to the martial art arguments, what I'm saying, which I'm going to get into in one of these videos to help you understand. Part of the martial art argument is the people that it's been presented as a result of the war arts. That's part of why they sabotage black people, because they say black people seem to be the most impressive final product, right? You know what I'm saying? And there's things that little kids would look at as immature. So, they got bigger dicks. I don't really care about that. Some people do. Obviously, I'm tall, and you can imagine da-da-da-da-da, but that's neither here nor there. Some shorter guys, this, that, and nothing, whatever. Okay, but that's not the concern. That's just, that's just that. It is kind of mind, body, soul, and spirit, right? Think a great Zulu warrior, okay, and so on and so forth. So obviously, if you're just a craftsman, or you're a skinny nerd, or tall and skinny, or whatever, okay, personally, I don't care about that as much as you might think. I care about character. When we look in terms of martial art and cultivation and culture, okay, and what people say culture and cultivation, and what you've cultivated over time, right? The Garden of Eden, the vineyard of the Lord, the parable of the tenants, right? The tenants of the vineyard who are cultivating things, grapes for wine, what have you, okay? So when you look at it in terms of lifestyle, right? The difference between being a scientist, the fucking thing's annoying. The difference between being a scientist and a martial arts, difference between being a winemaker. Wine is just wine. Martial arts are life paths, life decisions. Which way are you going to go with it? Who are you going to attack? Okay, who are you, whether or not to attack? Okay, getting your mind, body, soul, your brain function in order. Brain wiring, neuroplasticity. This is part of why they're acting like bitches. But again, as someone who's part white, I'm part white. I can tell you for sure it's not in the white Jew or LGBT people's best interest to play stupid or to twist things. Imagine 100 years from now that white people and Jews and LGBT people seem to be so much more smart and in better shape than everyone else. We're going to say that's some neo-colonialist sabotage, Tanya Harding fucking bullshit. That's some corporate sabotage, espionage, government fucking sabotage bullshit. Some deep state sabotage, performance enhancing drugs, technological upper hand bullshit. So there's no point in trying to say, hey guys, what about now? Well, what about 100 years later? Well, what about when we revise history, right? It doesn't have, even if you could trick people and get away with it, consider your audience. Who are you trying to impress? Bunch of geeks? Bunch of Greek frats? Bunch of emos? Bunch of skaters? Bunch of jocks wearing some kind of dick cup and a thong, walking through the locker room, hey guys, oh hi, smacking each other in the ass with a towel? Fuck you trying to impress? Prince Humperdinck? Lex Luthor types? I mean, give me a fucking break.